I have a lot of business owners that I know that haven't tried YouTube, and the most thing that they will do is upload a video, name a title that you think is relevant, treating it like a hosting site versus an actual optimized engine.
I think all small business people, companies of any size should consider getting on YouTube, period. There are a lot of content creators who will only talk about money once they hit 1 million subscribers. I think we should be able to talk about it when we make $2,000 from YouTube ads, because once you see those opportunities, you then know how to scale them.
Hey guys, it's Linh Podetti here, and today's episode you will meet my guest Fei Wu, a YouTube content creator and entrepreneur who is actually a partner of mine at my new company called Dawn Media Productions. Now, we have collaborated together to offer you YouTube marketing solutions to companies who want to grow their brand and generate leads on YouTube. In today's episode, I dive deep into Fei's journey as a YouTube creator and learn how she was able to grow her channel to nearly 16,000 subscribers in less than 2 years. She's also able to earn thousands of dollars a month from brand sponsorships and collaborations as well.
Hey Fei, so good to have you here.
Hey Lynn, so good that we connected. Seriously, so look forward to this.
I know. I remember meeting you on I think it was an Asian Facebook group, didn't we? And then I kind of really connected with you because I've been trying to get onto YouTube, or not trying to get on YouTube, but trying to succeed on YouTube. And you kind of a lot of steps ahead of me. And I remember picking your brain and and so this is why we're here, because I'm like, you know what, we're on YouTube. Obviously, there's a lot of people out there trying to succeed on YouTube. So it's great to be able to learn from someone that's ahead of me, and so that I can learn as well as the audience. So Fei, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, and why did you decide to get on YouTube as a strategy?
Sure. So the quick 10,000 foot view is that I spent over a decade working as a digital project manager, producer. So means I was very intimate with Internet of Things and projects, and working in consulting was pretty exhausting. So in 2016, I started my own company called Fei Wu Media. There was no YouTube channel. Frankly, just like most people, I was really scared to put myself really out there. So I had my podcast for about a couple of years, and even getting my voice out there was really intimidating at first, getting used to it. And then finally, I started my YouTube channel at the end of 2019, just before the pandemic, which was certainly not planned at all. But the reason why I decided to put myself on YouTube is because I realized that, I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to do what scares me sometimes, and being on videos is one of them. And right before that, I did launch a documentary series on Amazon Prime. I was wicked nervous, interviewing all my heroes and mentors. But I realized that, that was a starting point, and I didn't want to stop. So let's do videos.
Okay, and so you also had experience with podcasts. What would you say the difference is with podcasts versus YouTube? And yeah, as a lot of people venturing into podcasts, for me, my experience is I kind of find YouTube even more effective because it's visual, etc. But what would you say your feedback is around podcasting, just audio version versus the YouTube one?
In retrospect, if you were to ask me if I can start it all over again, 2014, what would I have done? YouTube all the way, all the way. Absolutely. I'm so glad we're talking about this. So we're working on a collaboration. Can't wait to share with our listeners, viewers here. But just like you said, putting yourself on video means people can see you and they can hear you, and all the things that are indescribable through pictures and words. There's truly a visceral connection. And I've seen that through something we can talk about, sales leads, people hiring me to do projects I've never done before because the trust was there. However, with podcasting is a great way to kind of at the beginning dip your toe into content creation. I would say that if you're nervous being on the microphone by yourself, you can certainly interview other people. It's a great way to build connections, including reaching out to people who wouldn't probably otherwise never reply to you. So podcasting is great. If you can do both, awesome. If you have to start with one, YouTube.
Okay, great tips. So tell me more about, you've had such great success, by the way, because I would say I've dabbled into YouTube like years and years ago. I think I got serious at the end of 2018. And so it's been maybe like two or more solid years. I can't calculate the years, but longer than yours. And not that I'm comparing and going, oh my God, why this? But it's still good to see, okay, well, my growth is up to now, it's about in the 3,000 mark as we're watching this. And yours is 16,000 or more in the two-ish thousand digits. What would you say, why do you believe that your channel kind of like grew in that pace compared to channels like myself or others that might just be a lot more slower?
First of all, I need to acknowledge the fact that you have done a really good job running your YouTube channel. I'm sincere when it comes to this statement. It's not just because you're interviewing me. The reason specifically I want to point out and affirm you and other people who are listening or watching, your channel, your content quality, your thumbnail. You have channel keywords, you have video keywords, you have lovely playlists, right? Not just one, but consistent playlists. Each consists of, at least 10 videos. Some of them have 60 videos or more. So you have done a really good job. Now, the YouTube algorithm, we call it like a robot we're trying to please. So as a disclaimer, what we're building out here, there is no blueprint, there's no guarantee for the numbers in terms of subscribers, watch time, how famous, you're ever going to be famous, probably not. So with that said, what contributed to my, shorter term success compared to my podcast especially, I think has something to do with the pandemic, frankly. So I will voice it right, up there. Anybody who have seen an uptick in terms of media consumption in general everywhere, it is during the year of 2020, and that's especially true in the US, right? And with that being said, it's important for us to also talk about understanding yourself, your mindset as a creator. What do you do post-pandemic? Right now, many of us are getting the vaccines and people are out and about. You see a downward trend of media consumptions, and also especially on YouTube. So what do we do about that? But to answer your question, I think number one, commitment. That I knew I wanted to do this. My mindset in late 2019 was not at all about growing my channel. I gotta make money, none of this. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to create content I was proud of. My first number of videos have single-digit views, double-digit views at the most. And my first single video takeoff was I remember it was March 17th, 2020, and I became monetized a month after that. Yeah, it was definitely luck, producing the right content at the right time. It is not like, oh, I'm a genius and this just somehow happened. No, it didn't work that way. But I think post-March and really kind of nurturing, feeding into the channel until this point, what I'm about to do, beyond that, it's also very important, and it's not always rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah. And so would you say, because looking at your content, you have a lot of almost tutorials and things to teach people how to get on Zoom, how to get on live stream. It kind of feels like, of course, those topics are way more demandable because people are trying to get on Zoom and trying to get online, and you basically have what people are asking for. Compared to my channel, I still could not. Yes, I love outsourcing, but outsourcing is not something that everyone, it's a smaller topic. However, it's also that it's my fault in that I love talking about other topics. I feel like I love single moms. I love being able to share personal development. And so it was just my own way of doing my own thing. And it made me happy, because that's the thing I think about content creating. It's like, one thing is making sure you still enjoy it and not just doing it for the algorithm or doing it for the topic that people are wanting, versus doing something that people do want. And I think in your case, looking at yours and looking at some of my friends' channel, I really feel like you guys have a very focused topic, and I really admire that, because when people come into yours, they know what they're looking for. So what would you say in terms of like that balance or that dilemma over like, I'm more than just these topics that the clients want?
Right, exactly. Or what the YouTube robotic algorithm wants. It's a struggle. I would also say that you're not alone in asking these questions in the past year and a half, since I became more active on YouTube and kind of made a name in a small community, which we can talk about in a second too, is that a lot of prospects, let's just say clients, came to me and said, okay, I don't have a YouTube channel, or I have one that they say it's not very good, it's 30 subscribers, I'm inconsistent. Could you show me how quickly I can start making money? And that instantly made me realize that they're not my clients, because I'm never going to fulfill that promise, is how to make money quickly on YouTube. As you know, Lynn, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of strategic decisions, a bit of luck, long game and slow burn. So with that said, what is the balance finding a niche? If you're thinking about YouTube, for the first time, seriously, you might want to go to your favorite popular big channels, go to their videos page, sort by most popular, those are the ones you know, what they're known for, and then sort by basically recency. You can go back to their oldest videos. You will notice nearly every single YouTuber, without an exception, were all over the place at some point, not to mention the, poor quality of a camera and maybe audio choices. If you were to go back to my channel, you'll notice that I was also quote unquote all over the place. I didn't feel that way to me because Lynn, just like you, I wanted to talk to people about creative entrepreneurship. I'm like, if I can do it, so can you. So I produce content, some popular content on health insurance, how to find health insurance as a solopreneur. But I also did a lot of mindset. I talked about podcasting, even though I wasn't really a known podcaster unlike, Pat Flynn or Tim Ferriss. So yeah, those videos were not getting many views at all. So the balance, as it turns out, if we use Zoom, use myself as an example, and then we're gonna use you as an example, is I picked Zoom. It's completely, I think, a serendipity, to be honest, because the pandemic meant for me to not go back to my favorite gym, not to be able to dance, Zumba, kind of, chill, and it would just become a really important part of my life. So knowing most of my Zoom instructors are not tech savvy at all, that single video I did just to help them. I can name 5 people so that they can log on to Zoom, play audio, and teach me and their other students. So as a result, so many fitness instructors, millions of them possibly, were struggling with the exact same thing. So that video organically took off. Now you'll notice one thing, it's not just Zoom, right? People say you should do Zoom, Google Hangout. No, it's not just Zoom. There are plenty of Zoom videos that were already popular, millions of views, but mine was the only one that talked about how to connect audio to Zoom, which was the one thing that Zoom didn't do very well. So in that way that you solve for this pain point, so I'll give you maybe another example recently. I feel like I really need to do the video, is that living in the US, a lot of us, new home, existing homes, we bought Google Nest. So Nest is this, as you know, I control your AC, your heating system. And Google, I believe, bought Nest. As a result, a lot of us are experiencing issues. There are a lot of Wi-Fi connection issues. So it's terrifying to know it's 100 degrees out and your AC isn't working, right? So I try to call Google support, literally spend 2 hours trying to fix it. And the whole time I realized that the support person was very distracted, probably had like 18 windows open at the time. The 2-hour communication should have probably taken 5 minutes if I had one video. So in those moments, all right, you're thinking, oh, if you're like, I'm busy mom, this is not what I do. I'm not a Google Nest person. You can create one of those videos, and it's amazing that YouTube and Google will pick it up based on their existing data. So that is something like we so often overlook these moments out of busyness. We're thinking that we should be an expert in a particular area. Now I want to pivot to you, Lynn, for a second. I look at your, we only had maybe a couple of conversations, so we're not here. We've been working together for 2 years. No, it's a recent endeavor. But some things I notice about your channel right away is that you are really known for outsourcing, like you mentioned. You're known for being the single mom, but not just single mom. There are a lot of single mom content on, how to find the best grocery stores, how to raise a baby when you're young. You're not producing that type of content, but you're doing how to be an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, and single mom. So that is, you're known for that. So one thing I kind of want to just point out, I look at your popular videos and I think to myself, okay, those came from 2018, 2019. And I challenge you to say, how come you haven't updated this information in 2020 and 2021? Regardless of the fact that you have a loving husband and you have, more than one kid now, but it's people are craving for that information and updates relevant to this year, single mom being the pandemic, right? Things like that. So
I can't wait till deep dive with you in our next episode where we're going to actually go through my channel and you as my, YouTube strategist, the coach who's going to really look into my channel. So I can't wait to share that with the audience because I think it's really important to really, get some practical advice, not just the fluffy advice that we're giving is not fluffy in a sense, it's more general because we're trying to get people to understand that, especially if you run a business, I just can't believe how powerful YouTube is for me in terms of, an evergreen content. So I have a lot of business owners that I know that haven't tried YouTube. And the most thing that they would do is upload, like a typical person, upload a video, name a title that you think is relevant. And then that, and that's it. And then it's treating it like a hosting site, right? Versus an actual, optimized engine. And so what advice, recommendation would you give to someone who's, look, I would call them even already creating content on other spaces, they're entrepreneurs, but they just don't really get YouTube yet, or maybe scared of it or whatever it is. But yeah, any advice towards those people?
Yeah, this is great. And I'll try to provide more concise and shorter answers, which is, I think all small business people, companies of any size should consider getting on YouTube, period. And if we are acknowledging, let's just say small business owners, start creating content means that you probably want to do some research first, or if you haven't been running your business for a while, you have a good idea of what you're good at. Think about why customers come to you as opposed to your competitors. Surprisingly, as a small business owner, you actually have a lot more insights than just to say, go blindly and chat with a consultant who knows nothing about your business. And in terms of planning, kind of getting into the right mindset, don't think about 1 to 3 videos. They need to be perfect, of a certain length. Consider dozens of videos. The first few will not be good. It doesn't matter. You can hire the fanciest camera person. You yourself sitting there, you're going to feel very uncomfortable. You don't know where to look. You want to be over or under scripted. All those things might happen. Now, research and insights. There are a lot of things you can rely on, and I'm gonna point out the obvious 2 competitors. Lynn, I know you use vidIQ, great company, great YouTube channel. I use something called TubeBuddy, and those are third-party integrations directly within your browser, your YouTube channel. It's not something that you have to pull up on your phone and do research separately. Those things are so powerful. I found out about TubeBuddy through my producer Herman a few months in, and then all of a sudden we changed the process of just recording and launching whatever we wanted to let's research before we even hit record. Now that is huge. It's not me recording, launching, and then do some research on titles alone. I want to see what the world wants and listening to in combination with my expertise, what I want to record. So that helps me prioritize 10 ideas and I know what to do first, second, third. So I think those things are really important to keep in mind.
Yeah, okay. And let's tell the audience about your new course that you have, which is really amazing, by the way, because I've done, other courses in the past, and I find that yours is, you've got a lot of practical knowledge and things that are coming from your own experience, because we might learn from other content creators, but it's really when we apply it in business. And, you have a lot of things in there that I got to do with even mindset, thinking it right, but also sponsorship and how to monetize, not just from the YouTube AdSense or money, it's also collaborations or sponsorships from companies. So talk to the audience a little bit about that.
I appreciate the shout out, Lynn. It's so helpful to get your feedback and see how well you do with the content. So it's called the YouTuber Kit, oneword.com. And that is a journey I've taken on as a YouTuber. So for anybody who's starting out, try to enhance, optimize their channels, or hey, you feel like you've done a good job content creation, but now you really want to make money. So this toolkit will give you basically a lot of the essential tools, systems that you need, so you don't have to create new ones. I, again, come from a project management position for a decade, so I'm really comfortable working within, Excel spreadsheets, Google Docs. So I created all these things for you, and I marked the price to be really affordable. I don't want this to be gating people from being able to experience this. It comes in 4 parts: startup, content creation, marketing, and money. So a startup kit is completely free to download. And I think that part is important. You can download it directly from youtuberkit.com just to experiment and see if you like it. And let's see what else. I think one thing in terms of why I find the money and marketing part to be really important is, like you, Lynn, the reason I think we get along really well is we're very transparent. There are a lot of content creators who will only talk about money once they hit 1 million subscribers. Your YouTube ad revenue is in the millions already, and with other types of income. I think we should be able to talk about it when we make $2,000 from YouTube ads, when we make $3,000 to $5,000 from brand deals. Because once you see those opportunities, you then know how to scale them, and they're way more relatable and way more replicable. So that's my goal. I'm sharing my email templates. I'm sharing exactly what I'm doing to get to where I am today with the audience.
That's awesome. Well, I have all the information in the description below for your course, as well as an opportunity to work with us if you actually want to build your own YouTube channel for your business as well. So we've decided that we're going to collaborate together and actually help people with keyword research, thumbnail design, you know, everything that you need, because we both know what it's like to get on that journey. It's a long journey. We wanted to go like, how do you shorten that, right? And so, you know, even through our business, Dawn Media Productions, we're facilitating that actual recording so that you don't feel like, what am I going to talk about today? And, you know, not having someone there to actually facilitate. So I'll have all the information below for everyone as well.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have a business and like to grow your YouTube channel, then come and have a chat with me at Dawn Media Productions. If you'd like to learn more tips about growing your business, then check out this video here.